After 2 years of having a truck topper installed, I would find it hard going back to an open bed. I'm gonna go through what we love about it and what I think could be better. First, and this is repetitive because I've talked about it in previous videos, I'm going to link to them at the end. We purchased our A.R.E truck cap for our F-150 in 2023. We got the Overland topper, which is a slightly upgraded A.R.E Z cap. The Z cap, the difference is the Z cap has the truck liner or truck bed liner pieces on the connection points to the truck. So up against the cab, on the back, and across the sides where it meets the bed. A.R.E calls this a protection against the high stress areas on the cap. But we upgraded our truck a year ago. We ordered the A.R.E Overland topper from Suburban Topper in Denver, Colorado, the same place where we got our first one. And when it came in, it was unfortunately the Z cap. We had choices to make. We were on a deadline and we decided that we would take the refund between the difference in cost and use the Z topper. We bought these from Suburban Topper in Denver, Colorado. It's on Colfax. And we think that they were fair in both transactions. In the case of the new topper on the F-250, they gave us a credit when we traded in our topper from the F-150. And there is still a picture of our F-150 on their website, which is kind of cool. I guess our F-250 wasn't as impressive, but we are black this time, and last time we were the antimatter blue, so maybe that was part of it. So what are the things that we like about having a truck cap? Let's walk through them. We like that we can secure items in the back. Because it locks, we feel a little more secure in the fact that we can leave things in the back of it. Because we travel full time, there's quite a few things that actually just live in the back of our truck. And I'm gonna open it up here and show you that this is our storage. There's 2 totes in the back that hold an extra Starlink, additional clothes, things like that. We've got a first aid kit back there. We have our grill, a couple of toolboxes. So our bike toolbox and our standard toolbox. The dog food lives back here. We have a set of weights. We use these as we kind of work out in the mornings. Our camping chairs are back there and some fishing rods, because anytime we have the opportunity, we do like to go fishing. Everything back here is organized in a way that works for us. It's not necessarily how I would expect everyone to put it in there, but the things that we use on a daily basis are on top or near the front, and things that we just need to get to occasionally are all the way in the back and typically in a tote. And because we've been on the road for a year, we've actually reduced a lot of what we carry around full time. The next thing we really like about it is that we can stack above bed height. We used to have a truck with just a cover on it, but that limits you to the height of the bed. With this, we're able to stack above it. Not everything's above it, but you can see the totes back there are above the bed height. The chairs are above the bed height. We can just kind of stack up to about the window. I guess you could go a little bit higher if you wanted to. This really works for us in a way that it allows us to carry around the things that we want to carry around and not have to worry about anything falling out. Today it's a little bit of a mess because I left some tools out and Emily went to Camping World to pick up a new thermostat. We like that we can mount our bikes to the roof. There's a lot of ways that travelers can carry bikes around. Some people add a hitch to the back of their trailer and some add a hitch to the front of their truck. For me, I worry about having to look through bikes while driving if they're mounted to the front, and I worry a lot about the bounce on the back of a trailer if you've got a hitch back there. Putting the bikes up here used to create a bit of a challenge for us, but once we figured out how to secure the front fork so it didn't turn, it became a lot easier for me to load these. that used to take 2 people and probably about 10 minutes to do. Now it's 1 person doable, and what that
2 minutes and 30 seconds.
That's fast. Now I can do it by myself in about 2 or 3 minutes. Storage is incredibly important to us because we travel in our Airstream, and if you know Airstreams, there's not a lot of storage on board. There is outside storage, but we actually negated that by adding an inverter and a bunch of batteries. So we've lost most of that storage on the outside. There's a lot of brands to choose from, and I would say that our choice is just that. It's a choice. We like the A.R.E. Overland topper, and on this truck, the Z topper. We would have preferred the Overland, but this is what we have. But you can look at other options, Lear, Smart Cap, Snug Top, and there's even like some newer inflatable options if you're not wanting it on there all the time. The options that we outfitted this topper with are the exact same as the options we had on our last topper. So I'll link to that video at the end if you want to go look at what that looked like. This is more about, do we like the topper and is it good for our full-time travel? All right, let's talk about the downsides. As a full-time traveler, there's not a lot of downsides for us. We don't, load up dirt or anything like that. So having the topper actually helps us out a lot. If we weren't full-time, we might be a little annoyed that we are limited by the height. We wouldn't be able to load a washer and dryer in there or things like that. But our use case, the topper is nothing but benefit to us. And that's just the downside that I kind of see with it. I don't know that there's a lot of other constraints to it otherwise. You add a little bit of weight, and for a full-time traveler, that might be bad. We're actually going to be doing a smart weight thing at an RV park pretty soon, so we'll see where we stand with weight. I missed talking about one of my favorite things about our truck topper, and it's a silly thing. But one of the things I really like about it is the carpeted interior makes a wonderful space to put a little patch on. So I collect these patches from different national parks, from different state parks, or like wildlife refuges, and I stick them up here, and it's kind of a cool reminder of places we've been. So starting all the way up there is like Teton, Salt Lake City, Rocky Mountain National Park, New Orleans Jazz. There's a couple of like a Star Wars and a Yeti thing up there. And then Mammoth Cave, Georgia's Sea Turtles. Over here on this side is a Smart Wool patch, a Rocky Talkie patch, and one from Fat Ass Brewery in Texas near Fredericksburg. But yeah, it's just kind of a neat little thing. And rather than put stickers on the outside, I put those on the inside. And when we replaced our topper, they were nice enough to actually pull those off for us and make sure we still had them. There are a couple of myths that we've heard about truck toppers, and I want to review those now. The biggest myth I have read about truck toppers is that you will get better gas mileage. And that's just not true. Anything you might gain due to aerodynamic efficiency, you're going to lose because of the weight of the topper. I believe that this one weighs somewhere around 500 pounds. And so anything you're gaining from the aerodynamics of not having the air rush down over the bed, you're losing because you've got a bunch of extra weight. The good news from our perspective is on the F-150 and on the F-250 now, we didn't lose any gas mileage by having it. So we didn't see any increase, but we certainly didn't see any decrease. Another myth that I've read out there is that once you have the topper on, you can't go through a car wash. And again, I don't believe that to be true. When we bought ours, Suburban Topper asked us not to go through a car wash or really wash it at all for a couple of weeks. And that was really just to let the paint cure. That wasn't because, hey, you can't go through it. They want to make sure the paint cures before you do any high pressure washing at all. They did say it was okay to just use a hose, don't spray, but an open hose if you needed to rinse it off or something like that. But for us, we just wait until that couple weeks is up and then we're able to wash it. All right, we'll talk about cost a little bit. The cost really starts at about $2,000 and goes up from there. You can find some used ones out there. You can buy new, whatever it is, but about $2,000 is the lowest I've seen. Ours wasn't too much more than that, but we do see a lot of value in it for our travel. My biggest complaint about all of the companies that make truck toppers is that they could easily add functionality that would allow you to visualize what your truck will look like with the topper. That is to say, if you look at like Big O tires or Discount Tire, I can use a configurator that will allow me to visualize what a wheel will look like on my truck, but I cannot do the same with the truck topper. So let me give you a for instance here. I have a black truck and we have a black topper. I think it could have looked cool, especially with the Overland, that black stripe for the truck bed liner, if we had done a white topper on a black truck. I think it could have looked awesome. But they don't really offer that functionality to see what it would look like. I know someone that has a white truck with a black topper and it looks awesome. A configurator like this would be relatively simple to make because you don't necessarily have to give every trim level. So on Ford, you don't have to do the SLT and the XL and the XLT and the Platinum, the Tremor, the whatever trim level it is. The company doesn't have to tell you or show you that trim level. They just need to show you an F250 and then allow you to click through different colors with the topper that you've chosen. I think that would be a really cool feature. I've had people say that in the past on our other 2 truck topper videos, that a feature like that would allow you to visualize and make a decision about what color you wanted to get. I said it just a minute ago. I think ours could have looked really cool with a white topper and that black stripe in between the cab and the bed and the topper, but I wasn't ready to commit for that without having been able to see it. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful in any way, give it a thumbs up. If you've got questions about our setup or anything about our truck topper, happy to answer. Ask those questions below. We'd appreciate if you subscribe. Thanks for watching.